Okay, hello there guys! I'm Fuzzy1 here. And we are going to see our, what is it so far? 2-2. Yes. Yes, it is 2-2. Sorry, my brain is somewhat wrecked just from being a caster. Imagine if I actually had to play. Let's not imagine that, and let's rather just watch this beautiful game of StarCraft when it loads. Okay. At our top left here we have MissionDC, the white Terran. Is that racist of me to say? Anyways, our Terran here, MissionDC. And bottom right, so far, 2-0 for himself, that is, bringing HwC back to equal aura. We have HwCOomJan, the somewhat blue turquoise color. Protoss is even the word. Some friendly banter going on here. Got a lot of this between players. But the banter is only as good as the end of your game is. Early scout from OomJan. Personally, I'm hoping not to see any cannon play or anything like that. He could just be trying to get the early scout in for Terran, which I'm assuming is what is being done. My sound is... Oh, there we go. Okay. One second, just advertising once again. Okay, so yeah, it was just an early scout just to make sure in case the Terran tried blocking. And this is unfortunately, I'm just going to be a Protoss player in here and say that it should not work. Actually, the gas is pretty early, I suppose. But what we're going to see is a two racks. 2 racks, very well known and very strong for being a proxy 2 racks. Which the common place to hide would be up here, maybe even in the corner here. Anywhere the probe naturally wouldn't go. But a 2 racks, a normal 2 racks push. I mean, it has its strength, but for example, that tech lab probably should have gone on this barrack so that he could have been pushing out his concussive shell earlier. Could be a 2 racks just with the units that he's pumping out. Could be a 2 racks SCV all in. Either way, if we see a sentry come out, we know that our Protoss player should be safe. And may I just emphasize the should, because some Protoss players, maybe myself, I'm not gonna say I played really badly that game, but some of us have been in games where you force field and you just get that much of the ramp, or that much of the ramp, or even up here, and then they can see you. It's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing. But we do see the sentry coming out from the Protoss. If this Stalker had a scout, which he is doing, yeah, he's going to see that there's no expand. What MissionDC or Liquid should be doing is should have had his units up here. And Protoss can be in a lot of trouble if he loses the Stalker. However, it does not look like that is going to be happening. Are we going to see a oh no. Oh dear. Some sloppy player from the Terran. What is the response from early charge lot? Now that is something new to me. Suppose I'm not a master Protoss, so can't really comment on that. Yeah. Against this, has he got concussive shell? Yes. Early charge, he would have been fine if he just gotten his expand first of 1 gate and then gone into 3 gates. Blink is a decent player on this map, but the charge lot has just set his tech back and his entire original game plan back by quite a bit. 200 is hefty price to play early game. This push though, force fields are going to come down to saving the day if they are the force fields we need. As a Protoss, don't want to be too biased towards. And MissionDC, that was a bad game. That was. So he did lose all 3 force fields. Could have done off with 2, but got quite a nice bunch of kills there. Terran player going back home. X-Band's actually going to finish at the same time now because of this early charge lot, which I thought would have been more defensive because he might have seen the no expand or such, but he could be trying something cutesy like. I don't know, forge +1 charge. See, the thing is, if he does it to be aggressive, it's going to be poor against barracks, especially if MissionDC pulls workers, which he's going to need to. However, he still has his bunker up here, so it's going to be a tricky situation. And he needs to pull these marines back now and put in bunker. Oh dear. As well as pull some workers. I don't see why. If OomJan had to push there, he could have force fielded that to prevent any repairing, but he's just going to pull back, go for the mid-late game, or if he's got some timing with this +1 perhaps. We could see a drop. That would be very popular and very strong as well, especially that MissionDC's got all his units down here in the bunkers all safe, but up here it's fair game. Over to the Blixen camp. Probably just getting those zealots out to go scout for the 3rd. I would imagine so. Now, what I'm interested in seeing what this rogue is going to be used for. Just some standard observer, get out of Colossus. Yep. Should have seen that with the minerals being saved up. I was personally hoping to see some kind of cheeky zealot drop brew, if you know what I'm saying, but that won't be happening this game, or at least not yet. And although this Colossus Bay might be a bit late, with that earlier push from both players, actually, it's safe to say that OomJan knew that the standard 10-minute doom drop from Terran won't be hitting as early. I mean, he has 1 medevac out and a floating starport. Pretty much first one to 5, I think. I'd like to pretend to be smart right now and give the correct answer, although that could be it. But, oh dear. Looks like MissionDC might want to be putting down an expand. No. Blixen reassuring me, making me feel like a better gamer. Just scouting, making sure he knows when this 3rd goes down. He doesn't want to be too aggressive if the 3rd's not actually down, and then we've got a bigger army value, or be too passive when the 3rd's down, and such. Speaking of which, both being pretty even. Sorry for the Korean text, it makes me feel a little bit more Gosu. 6158. But Colossus about to enter the field. MissionDC is going to need to scout that, and he's going to need to put down an X-band if he wants to keep up with production. Clearing out these few zealots, sending his warrior SCV first. Third going down for both players actually. Soon, shortly. Uno momento. This being really dangerous. This being really, really dangerous. Oh dear. He needs to get out of there really fast. Getting a force field out of the Protoss, and the Protoss needs to make sure not to just dive in, because this is when you don't get the army positioning you want, perhaps. And whoa. Sorry about that. Not so formal commentating, but basically what you saw there was just MissionDC getting into a bad army position. Did have a good idea to come around with the Marines Marauder, but was force fielded. Still had space to get through, but just decided to pull back. Might have been wiser at the time, but not really a great engagement, I'd say, for the Terran. Also got some scouting pylons here. Stopped himself from potentially getting dropped behind in the game, which happens to a lot of Protoss. Terran get all cheeky, drop a couple of the Marines Marauders in your base, and the next thing you know, it's over. Trying not to slurp a hot drink while I drink, but do forgive. By the way, to all of those who enjoy hot chocolate and don't have any with them at the moment, I do, so ha ha ha. Oh, that was pretty mean, wasn't it? MissionDC, not... I don't think he could just be going for the drop here and wanting to clear out, get the Protoss' attention, but he should definitely not engage. However, will... Oh, no. But he's already onto this. He's sending his army the wrong way back. Oh, no. But it's going to be difficult for the Protoss player to get into a good engagement at least, should I say. Not too much really smart. That does prevent sentries and stalkers from being built, but it's not going to damage him that much really. Especially with the smallish, I'm assuming it's smaller. Yeah, smaller value, and just no Vikings yet is not looking too good. And we have High Templar on the field. Our Terran players in a lot of trouble here. We see our Protoss floating quite a few minerals, not quite saturated at the third. And what is that? 6. Yep, 6 gateways. Could play towards the Terran's favor if the Terran gets a better engagement and does manage to do any damage to this ball of death. He stands a chance. But, well, actually that depends on his racks. And, yeah, you know, production should be somewhat better. Oh dear. Opting to stim forward, but hopefully getting out of this for his sake, which he does, although losing some energy on medivacs. Don't stim forward. Being slightly biased and supporting my teammate, of course, like, I can't help that, although I do love a Protoss. And the Protoss player here is definitely in control with his army value. Upgrades 3-0 with shield, which is kind of a weird thing to see. Usually you shield last when you have your armor and weapons done completely, but oh, this is looking grim for the Terran player. 1 Viking on the way, this is not going to do. 2 Viking on the way, supply blocked. Protoss going around. He does not want to do this. Unless he's trying to get unsupply blocked really quickly. See, because the Terran, because the Protoss focus on such on minerals, and not going to do enough damage here. Oh dear. Wasting a few storms, perhaps one could argue, but he's not going to be able to replenish this in time. He's getting the Viking count slightly higher. But honestly, the Protoss should, with somewhat good micro, should be able to pull this win off right now. If he does not get caught by the planetary, or if his Colossus do not get caught, which they definitely won't. Oh, the Terran army getting sandwiched there. Not much he can do. One last stand, I suppose. And yeah, the GG should be, yep, GG called. Good game to OomJan. And I might have to stop streaming now, as it is the fuzzy one's turn to come up. And thank you for watching.